he called out again to the dark shape of a barn. Still no answer. Another 5 steps. Then, plop. His foot sunk deep into the puddle and wetness seeped through his shoe, through his sock, wetting his foot. But he knew this wasn't a mud puddle. It hadn't rained in over a week. But accentuating that bit of knowledge was the odor. He'd just got shin deep in pig shit. God damn it, he muttered, stumbling backward, shaking his foot and seeing the thick, chunky feces fling free of it. Desperate to get it off of him, off his berlutis, his frantic movement became a sort of tribal dance. Backstep, shake, stomp. Backstep, shake, stomp. Repeat. He even added some curse words to keep the beat. And then, on his 5th or 6th backstep, he collided with something hard and unmoving. Had he scooted all the way to the barn? No, this mass was warm and breathing. The vague, yeasty smell intermingled with the aroma of feces. He recognized that smell, too. "Why didn't you answer when I called out?" he asked as he made a slow circle. The darkness made seeing impossible. Earl's face was nothing more than a black shape. Not that his expression was easy to read in the daylight. "I brought your groceries, those TV dinners you like, the ones with the pudding." No response came, and the man's sour demeanor further deteriorated. "Look, if you aren't interested in speaking to me tonight, I'm going. I'll leave the food in the driveway. You can gather it yourself." More mute, invisible observance was the only response. The man huffed. He was tired of never being appreciated, of everything he did being greeted with contempt rather than gratitude. "Have it your way," he said. He began to turn back to the car when he caught a glint of silver on the ground, moonlight reflecting off metal. What's he got? The man wondered. A shovel? An axe? Unnerved by this, his heartbeat quickened along with his pace, but he didn't make it 2 steps away when a hand snatched hold of the collar of his dress shirt and dragged him backward, casting him to the side like a child bored with its toy. "Earl, you better—" He stumbled, landing in another deep puddle of shit. However, that time he wasn't calf deep. He hit on his side, the liquid feces sloshing across his arm, chest, shoulder. Then, no, not that. His face. It splashed into his eye, shot up one nostril. Only the grace of God Almighty allowed him to close his mouth just in time, but the semi-coagulated excrement smeared over his lips like chunky peanut butter. Coughing, gagging, he stared up at Earl, who loomed over him. The metal part of the tool he carried caught the moon again. Another flash of silver. "What in the hell do you think?" "It's a scythe." He realized that as it arced through the air, soaring his direction. There was no time to think, let alone react. The blade glided across his abdomen, painless. "Missed me," the man thought. Then he felt the breeze against his exposed skin, and a hot, heavy wetness. His intestines began tumbling free of his midsection, hitting the puddle and its contents with a plop, plop, plop. That's gonna cause an infection, he thought. Then Earl was grabbing him under the arms, hoisting him easily out of the puddle and off the ground, dragging him.